How in the hell was this show a quarter of a century ago? I have no idea. What's up, guys? We're about to party like it's 1999 up in here. WrestleMania 15 is on the books tonight. Last time WrestleMania was in Philly was for this show 25 years ago. I cannot believe we are about to be at our 40th WrestleMania 2 weeks from tonight. But here we are, WrestleMania 15, taking a look back at this one in 99. I went to the show in Philly, made the drive up from North Carolina to Philadelphia for WrestleMania. 1999 was a busy year for me in WWE. I went to a shit ton of shows, including 3 pay-per-views this year, and they all sucked. 1999 was a terrible year for pay-per-views. Absolutely terrible, and I think this one was near the top of the worst of the list, along with King of the Ring wasn't very good, another show I was at, SummerSlam wasn't very good. Everything in 99 just felt like it sucked, outside of maybe that initial Royal Rumble. But I still think this is going to be a fun one to take a look at because I have not gone back and watched this show in a long time. I remember what happened. I remember the Undertaker and Boss Man cage match and the main event, of course. And a few other things that took place, you know, the weird, who turned heel? Was it Triple H turned heel, right? Lots of stuff happening here and very, very busy time in WWE. And still, even though it wasn't a very good pay-per-view, very, very fond memories of this one. So it should be fun to take a look back at WrestleMania 15 back in 1999. I almost said 2015. WrestleMania 15 in 99. Fun times, headlined by the first Rock and Austin match. And I can't believe Steve Austin forgot his vest. Stone Cold didn't bring his Austin 316 vest or his gear and had to wear the t-shirt out to the ring. It just didn't look right. And not my favorite WrestleMania, but one that we eventually needed to get to. 3 years of watch-alongs, we haven't done WrestleMania 15 yet, so it is finally time. I hope you guys are having a great weekend and a great Sunday. Good to see everyone here. I'm going to go to the chat. I'm looking over here in the wrong spot. I'm going to go to the chat here and say hello to everybody while you guys go to your Peacock, and you're going to want to find WrestleMania Season 15, Episode 1, according to Peacock. The runtime is 2 hours, 47 minutes, and 21 seconds. So in just a couple of minutes, we will all hit play together. The timer right below my face here will begin to run, and just keep your Peacock synced up to this timer, and that's how we all follow along. I have turned off ads for all watch-alongs, so this will be presented ad-free. So you might have some ads to deal with Peacock, but you won't have any to deal with here. So hopefully that will help you all out. And like I said, in just a couple of minutes, we'll hit play together, and we will be ready to rock and roll. But first, let's say hello to people like Gerard316, also channel members like Tatanani, Northeast, Nebraska, Ohio, Boise State fan. You are a fan of a lot of people, but it's always good to see you. Brandon McNeil is in the house. So is JJ Legg. We have Smitty, Ben Espinoza, Zach Bauget as well, rounding out some of the early channel members. Also, our friend, Deshaun is also here, another channel member. Our friend Angie is in the house. Good to see Domo97 and OG Mike Witt. Longtime channel member is here as well, and a couple of super chats. First one is $10 from Foxstar Killer. What's up, bro? Hello, all. Had to stay home from work sick today. I know I'm way past this point in the Monday Night Wars, but I didn't want to pass up the chance to be a part of this night's watch along. Well, that's awesome, Foxstar. I know you're making your way through the Monday Night Raws of the 90s, and I think you're probably into the 2000s now. And this one is an interesting one, so I'm glad that you're here. Appreciate you as always being here and dropping in. Very generous 10 spot for us. George Morris is also here. Thanks for the 5, my friend. Hey, Greg, how are you doing? How is Tito? WrestleMania 15, 10 out of 10. Very edited on Anthology. I don't know about here. Do you have the Anthology? Yes, I do. I have this one. This thing. Is this the one you're talking about? Yeah, this I have, and then I also have the VHS here as well, along the Ragin' Climax. What the fuck does that? What the fuck does a Ragin' Climax mean? So we'll see what Peacock does to this show, and we do know that the Peacock and network edits can be brutal at times. Hopefully tonight will not be too bad. But George, as always, good to see you. Good question about Tito. Oh, There's my man. He's back there on the couch. Let's do a quick little monitor shift just so you can see his little face. Right there. See him? There's him. He's just chilling. He likes to hang back there during watch-alongs because he likes to watch the show too. Who else is here? We Are Pro Wrestling. Very happy to see you here. In case I got some questions about my own show, you never know. I might. I'm like that. Jay Lambo, good to see you, channel member, as well as Daniel Clark, Mike Rouse, Al Capal. Ray Frand is here as well. We got Daniel Barry, Daniel Clark, Tony Kaname Kiran. T85 is here. My friend David Brown also in the house. Daniel Clark, Angie. I know I got you earlier, but there's a second one for you. And my good, very, very crazy, insanely, excruciatingly old ancient friend, K-Dog's Kennel, who just had a birthday last week and he turned something like 42. I didn't even know numbers went that high. He's here as well to drop in 20 bucks. Thank you so much for that, old man. I appreciate it. Cheers to you, my friend. Thoughts on a collaboration stream with The Undertaker WrestleMania matches? The streak ranked would be interesting. You might stay tuned. I'm not sure yet. We're working on some things, but WrestleMania is coming up. I got a couple of more special episodes to go through or to give you guys before we get to the end. But in terms of the big YouTube collabs, there might be one more. Just hang tight. But K-Dog, Kevin, as always, very glad you're here. Very generous of you to drop in 20 bucks on us tonight. And hopefully you can watch The Undertaker's Hell in the Cell match with us against the Boss Man. And I got to tell you, man, from my seat, when they started lifting him up and his legs were kicking, I mean, I was way up in the upper deck, but it looked real to me. The Juliet is here. Great collab with Steve. Yeah, Steve was awesome. He's been great. I've been friendly with Steve for a few years now, and him and Larson do a good job over there on their podcast. Always wanted to have him on, and since, the collabs are kind of like a WrestleMania season thing, he was definitely one of the first people I wanted to hit up, and he was more than happy to come on, and it was great to have him. So thank you to everybody who enjoyed that video, and the Brian Zane video, and the Solid Monster video. It's been a busy month on the channel, and we ain't done yet. I do want to invite you guys to check out that WrestleMania 40 season playlist on my channel right now, loaded with our WrestleMania weekend festivities streams. Those are all already scheduled, and every video we've done so far this year for WrestleMania season is up there as well. So please check that out for me. Let's get finished with these shout outs so we can start WrestleMania 15. I do want to say hi to Brandon Barnes and Green P. I'm not sure if I got you. Jacob A. Victor Colon is in the house. Always happy to see Victor. Rodrigo, I see you up in here. We've got Jeffrey Bell as well. First time watching. Well, Jeffrey, I will be sure to shut my mouth quickly so we can get started on this watch along. And We Are Pro Wrestling is dropping in $9.99. What's up, chat? Wanted to plug my March to WrestleMania series on my channel. Wrestlers, WrestleMania histories, reviews, and other various topics. If anybody knows about this stuff, it's We Are Pro Wrestling. He's even listed down on my own channel under my friends or related channels. I even have a link to his stuff down there. Go check him out. Knowledgeable guy, knows his shit, and sometimes we have to ask him questions about what we're watching on these watch-alongs. So go check out We Are Pro Wrestling, hit him up with a subscription, and check out his WrestleMania series on his channel. A lot of us YouTubers are doing WrestleMania series right now, so be sure to go check out his. It's a festive time of the year, baby. All right, well, let's get going here on WrestleMania 15, since there's damn near 100 of us in the chat already. Let's get this going here. Right on. We're going to do a countdown from 3, and then we're going to go 3, 2, 1, play. Once we do, timer will begin to run. Keep your Peacock sync to my timer, and we're all good to go. That's how we do it up in here. Up in here. Up in here. Okay, there we go. My fingers are ready to go if y'all's are. Got your fingers queued up on play? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. I did not hit play properly, but there we go. I'm going to fix it. Oh, I forgot. Boys to Men. Keep it on my timer. I fucked up. Try to get your shit synced to mine. I hit the wrong button. I'm working on mine now. There we go. I'm going to get mine ready in 1 second. Okay. Okay. I think in 3 years of doing watch-alongs, I've only botched the timer like once or twice. I'm pretty synced up, but when I hit my timer, I didn't hit the timer. I hit mute on my mic instead. So that set me back 5 seconds, but I tried to match up. I'm good. I'm on the 48-minute or the 48-second mark, 50 now. Boys to Men, cranking out. America the Beautiful. I think we're good. Sorry about that, guys. I've got a perfect track record almost with the timer. I think it's because I haven't opened up my beer yet. I could barely hear them from what I remember up at my seat. I was a big Boyz II Men fan back in the early 90s in school. I used to drive and ride to school with my friends, like 1989 Pontiac Grand Prix. And he put in Motown Philly, and we'd listen to it on the way to school. He let me take it home and make a copy of it. My favorite is the deep voice guy. The guy that would always talk in the songs. Like, baby, you know I love you. You know I can't live without you, baby. Every song, the deep voice guy would talk. It was my favorite part. Boyz II Men, ABC, BBD, the East Coast family. Aisha, you are the girl that I never had. Look at Boyz II Men. I was kind of marking out. I mean, I was a big fan of them, 8 years prior. All right. One thing about this WrestleMania that I remember at my seat is they didn't have any Tron set up anywhere. The only thing they had was the TV screens that are on like the scoreboard that hang above like hockey games and basketball games. They had that, and I was able to see up there, but there was no like big Tron or anything like that. It probably would have benefited it from having that. Pyro for Boyz II Men, of course. You invite Boyz II Men, you better hook them up with some pyro. All right, we're getting a classy, Freddy Blassie little video opening here. Weird that they're showing Sean. I mean, he's just like the commish by this point. Yeah, Zach, that's pretty much the way I do it. If I ever fuck up the timer, I don't mess with the timer you guys are seeing. I mess with this one, and I just try to get this one to sync with this. I do look like I'm still 1 second off, but I can live with 1 second. It's when you're like 10 seconds off. I don't like that. Thank you, classy Freddy Blassie. Wow, WrestleMania 15. 1999. Not a very strong one. WrestleMania 15 and 16 kind of sucked. They had some duds there, man. Think about that. 11, 12, 13, 14 was okay. 15 and 16 were all bad. I mean, they were on a streak there of more bad WrestleManias than good, I feel like, for a while. All right, here we go. Now, the hard cam will be facing me, but I'm way up top, so you'll never see me on the actual hard cam. So if you're in the aisleway and you're looking at the ring, I'm going to be off to the left, way up on the top. Probably like 30-yard line. Way up at the top. Yeah, that's kind of where... Nope. Okay, so this shot right here is kind of where my seat is, but it's on the other side. This is terrible. What song is this they're using for WrestleMania? This is right after Jim Ross had his second bout with Bell's palsy, and he was kind of on the shelf during this, but he would come back to call this main event, I think. And he was starting to appear back on TV, but Michael Cole was the guy on Raw, driving the ship in his absence. What does everybody want? So it's Al Snow opening up Wrestle. I don't even know what some of these matches are, to be honest. Oh, it's a hardcore title. That's right. Yeah, I think I can see me way up there. I don't even remember what I was probably wearing my Austin 316. I definitely had a lot of WWE merch by that point. So I don't recall what I even wore to WrestleMania. If I had to guess, I was either wearing my just plain Austin 316 shirt or the Other Side Jackass shirt. I was probably wearing one of those. Yeah, and that's where, so this shot here where Bob Holly's coming up, that's kind of where you can see me. I'm like up there. I wish I knew exactly where. Crazy. It was such a quick weekend trip. Went up there, spent 2 nights in the hotel, came back. Didn't take any fucking pictures of anything. All right, so it's Hardcore Holly and Al Snow. If I remember right, I think the previous... Is Road Dogg involved in this, or maybe it's Billy Gunn? I think it is Billy Gunn. Because I feel like WWE in 99, they switched something here. I think they had Billy Gunn pegged to be the Intercontinental Champion and Road Dogg pegged to be Hardcore, but they flipped them. Because I'm pretty sure this is going to be Billy here. Yeah. He is the champion. He is the Hardcore Champion. Oh, Hat Guy's there. Hat Guy from ECW. Oh, yeah, it's Philly. You know, we thought about, look how young Billy looks there. They did that WrestleMania Rage Party thing the night before in Philly. And I remember having the conscious thought about going to it because we were already in town. And we thought about trying to like figure out how to go. And then just ultimately decided not to. Went and had dinner at like a nice restaurant. And there was like a bar attached to it, kind of like on the other side that was playing live music. So we just hung out there. It was fun. Had a bunch of drinks. And just went back to the hotel, got sleep, and went to the show the next day. I don't even remember like entering the building or going to my seat, but I remember leaving. I remember leaving because when I got to my car, there was a WWF The Music Volume 3 flyer on everybody's windshield, just like advertising it. All right, here we go. It's a hardcore triple threat match. Interesting threesome here. Hardcore Holly, Billy Gunn, and Albert Snow. Now, back in the day, this would have been... I think this was when I was there in 99. I'm pretty sure it was called the First Union Center. And then I think First Union like merged with Wachovia. That's an East Coast bank. We don't have any Wachovias out here in California. But then it was like the Wachovia Center. Then it might have been the Century. No, Century Bank was in Raleigh. I forgot. I don't even know what it's called now. I don't know what this arena in Philly is called, where the Sixers play. Pork is kosher sign. Is it? Let's hit some supers while we're in here. Michael Cuomo, man. 19 months with me, man. I can't thank you enough. I would like to think in a different reality, Test and D'Lo were a multi-time tag champs in many different promotions. Test and D'Lo, yeah. Is that who got the... Who faces Owen and Jarrett? Is it Test and... Is that what it is? Test and D'Lo? What a random team. I remember... Here's another thing, another memory I have. I just remember this now. Either on the... It must have been Sunday Night Heat. They were doing Sunday Night Heat during this, right? They did a battle royal or something to determine who Owen and Jeff would face, right? I'm pretty sure that happened on Sunday Night Heat because I remember watching it from my seat, seeing the Hardy Boys in the ring and thinking they were going to win. They were still wearing their loud colors and they were still brand new. And they were just about to hook up with Michael Hayes and kind of get a little bit of a push, but they weren't there quite yet. And I remember from my seat during the battle royal thinking that they were going to win, but they didn't. I think it was Test and D'Lo. And D'Lo. Eric Dennis, what's up, man? Appreciate the $5 from you. Hey, Greg, how are you doing? Both my dad and uncle were also at the show. They had front row tickets. Jesus Christ. I had the literal opposite of front row tickets. When I was up at the top, there might have been 10 rows above me, but that's it. I mean, we were up there. It was a budget WrestleMania trip. I just wanted to go, you know. Back in those days, I had a job and everything, and I could afford to do shit, but I couldn't afford no front row seats back then. So Greg had to settle for the nosebleeds. Al Snow's got the hockey stick, and the ECW crowd is familiar with. Oh, the Snapple. Oh, that probably felt pretty good. Now Billy's got the stick. There's a broom out there. Oh my God. Just imagine breaking a stick. Come on, just do it. Just do it on my massive muscles. Just go ahead, break it. Christ. Damn, on a broomstick, too. Breaking the broomstick in half. I hope they at least perforated those or pre-cut them to break. Yeah, he's got the Steve Blackman baton out there. Oh, yeah, the Juliet. Stephanie debuts the very next night. Oh, my God. I don't remember how I watched Raw that night. I probably made it back in time. I actually don't remember the Raw after Mania. We probably got up. It's about a 9-hour drive. So I would have been home on time to watch it. I probably made it. I don't remember. I can't believe I don't remember. I remember being there. I remember a little bit of the drive, but I don't remember like the aftermath or even the before math. My friend Kim, we weren't even dating. She was just a friend of mine. She went with me. We were just friends, buddies. We had a blast. I was like, I need somebody to go to WrestleMania with me. She goes, I'll go. I'm like, do you even like wrestling? No, but I'll go. I'm like, come on, let's go. She went. She was fun. Oh. Man, that hockey stick is broken and there's like a sharp edge on it, like a spear. I mean, what happens here? Does Billy retain? I don't even know what happens here. It'd be interesting to count how many people are on this show that are still active or wrestling today so far. First match, Billy Gunn. Luckily, all three of these guys are still alive. Oh, head to the face. I owe more supers. I got to hit more supers. Oh, thank you. We Are Pro Wrestling. It's the Wells Fargo Center now. I think I knew that. They can't make up their mind which bank they want to be. JJ Leg, thanks for the $5, man. Just ordered shirts for my girlfriend and I for Dynasty. She went with Swerve and I went with Ospreay. That right there, JJ, that's my all-in main event. Swerve defending against Ospreay and losing to him. Very excited for your first AEW live show. You're picking a good one, man. I think Dynasty is looking strong on papel. That's for sure. What's up, Mike Witt? 2 more from you. WCW pay-per-view after Mania watch-along would be fun. Yeah, we got to go back to WCWs. We'll do a WCW one after WrestleMania. We've gone through a lot of the good backlashes and stuff already, so WCW's overdue for some love. Oh, snow through a table. Wow, crowd. Wow, crowd is definitely into that. Billy Gunn did a lot of... Famouser on the chair. Holly's got that chair. Look out. Oh, Holly won. Okay, I thought maybe Billy retained. Or regained. Or retained. Holly regained. Billy did not retain. All right, Hardcore Holly, good job. Hardcore Holly would be a great porn star name, wouldn't it? Like for a girl? Hardcore Holly? Hey, Mike, if we do a WCW watch-along after Mania, I need some suggestions on that. I think. We got to find a good one. Oh, there. We Are Pro Wrestling already has one. Spring Stampede 94. Was that another Steamboat Flair match? That WrestleMania sign is huge. Oh, you better recognize. Look at Ivory with D'Lo. I don't even recall why Ivory is with D'Lo at this time. Yeah, what happened to Ivory's face? Oh, burned her face. Test. Guns don't kill people, I kill people. Okay. Test. Yeah, Nate Dogg. Sable and Tori, right? Weird music. Yeah, these guys aren't going to win the titles. Are you kidding me? And I just felt like, oh, that looks like more like my view. Look at what Deborah is wearing. Yeah, Deborah wore her WrestleMania outfit here. I was going to wear the same thing for the watch along, but I knew she was going to wear that, and I didn't want it to be embarrassing, for her. Overshadowed by me. You can't handle these puppies. You can't handle my midriff. Ivory's always been quite a looker herself. Owen Hart's last WrestleMania. He would be dead in about 6 weeks, 7 weeks. Is y'all's Peacock pixely? Help me, who beats these guys for the titles? Because Owen is not tag team champion when he dies as Blue Blazer, so they drop him. Let me think if I can remember who they drop him to on my own. I don't even know who they would drop him to. Who were the tag team champions? Like, who the fuck were the tag team champions? Don't tell me. I want to think. The Outlaws? Did the Outlaws get back together? No. I don't think they did. Because Billy would win the King of the Ring? Don't tell me. I'm going to think about it some more. Unless Shamrock and Bossman win him back. But Bossman's about to die too. He's about to get hung to death. Wow. Powerbomb by Test. So this is second match in a row now. Twice in a row, somebody is still active. Jeff Jarrett and Billy Gunn both working for AEW. Owen has passed away. Test has passed away. And D'Lo is probably even semi-active himself. And Jimmy Corderas in the ring here, referee. He would be the referee in the ring when Owen would die. Kane and X-Pac. Oh, no, APA? X-Pac and Kane. That sounds... Conflicting reports here. Y'all need to decide who it is. APA or X-Pac and Kane. Both of those teams make sense. I'm going to go with X-Pac and Kane. Because I think I remember... Did it happen on Raw? I don't know why. I feel like that match, that title change happened on Raw. But I could be wrong. Maybe on Backlash. Open your eyes. On the podcast yesterday, I'm so mad about forgetting to mention the fan on SmackDown, the girl who said that shit to Roman. When I was done with the podcast, I'm like, I forgot to bring her up. God damn it. I was so mad. That she felt like a plant to me. Like the microphone picked up her words so perfectly, almost too perfectly. I'm like, how did the mic pick up her and nobody else? I feel like she was a plant or something. Big double closey by D'Lo. Two slams. Oh, I can definitely see me. So I'm up there somewhere. That would be where I'm sitting. I wish I just had one picture from that day. It's so fucking frustrating. We didn't all have cameras in our pockets back then. You didn't have a camera, you don't get a picture. And I never had a camera. Cat fight. I think Ivory would fuck Deborah up. What's Owen doing? Oh, missile. Wow, nice. Come on, Corderas, turn around, you dumbass. 1, 2. Our tag team champions retain. Oh, Terry's out here. Oh, and Jackie's out here too. Oh, is that because they're pretty mean sisters? Is that why? We got our own issues. Oh, no. Now D'Lo and Test are mad at each other. Now we're fighting. This just does not feel like WrestleMania to me. This feels like Raw. No, Mike, I've got nothing. I've got nothing from that or this show, which sucks. I got a ton of shit for WrestleMania 39, though. I got a 2-hour review, 2 hours of footage, tons of pictures and social media posts and all that stuff. Oh, I don't remember Butterbean boxing Mark Mero.
Straight up boxing slugfest.
Slugfest. Butterbean.
Take Bart Gunn into second round. Stop.
I remember not being sure what was going to happen. I didn't think that Bart Gunn was going to win. But I don't recall if I was thinking like, oh, it's going to be a third round knockout or something like that. It was going to be a 1 second fucking knockout. This is the culmination of arguably the worst idea WWE's ever had. Let's just create a concept and idea. Hey, Isaac Hayes, put in your mouth and suck 'em. Rest in peace, Isaac Hayes. Rest in peace. He passed away, didn't he? Yeah, oh, there's Pete Gas. What's this one's name? Rodney with the hair? This look like a couple of dorks. And Isaac Hayes. Okay, here we go. Oh, yeah, this is Vinny Pazienza, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, he is the Tasmanian Devil, Vinny Pazienza. Vinny Pazienza, Tasmanian Devil. Ladies and gentlemen.
Now, we got judges, I think, out there for this, too. Gorilla. Is that Gene? No, it's not. Okay. The other guy next to Gorilla. Kevin Rooney. You ain't gonna have much to judge here, Rooney. Get the camera. Get it. Gorilla. This I remember. This shot right here of him, they were showing on that screen up at the top I was talking about, and everybody stood up. Because I know that we knew as fans that he wasn't doing well. And he would die in October. I think another one of those early October deaths and tragedies we've seen. Wow, Victor Colon. I forgot. I completely forgot about Butterbean boxing Mark Mero in your house. Just totally forgot. Didn't we have like Triple H and Slaughter on that show? What was with that show? It was so weird. Butterbean. Oh, so they're both going to get the same theme song. His trainers are probably like, this guy's going to get his fucking clock cleaned. Oh, he's Bart the Hammer Gun. Okay. I always thought Bart Gunn looked like Randy Orton to me. When Randy Orton came in like 2002, I'm like, he looks exactly like Bart Gunn. He looks like an athletic version of Bart Gunn. Orton had a little bit better of a career than Bart Gunn. He accomplished a couple of more things, won a title or two more than Bart Gunn. Just barely squeaked him out for the better career, but I think the nod goes to Randy Orton on that one. Just by a little. All right, here we go. We don't blink, y'all, because this is a quickie right here. The instructions and entrances are 10 times longer than the fight. Because I feel like even though I don't remember it for some reason, I don't know why, but the Butterbean and Mark Mero fight didn't feel like that would have been a shoot, right? But this is a shoot. And do we know why that one wasn't a shoot and this one is? Oh, because I don't know what the fuck. All right, here we go, Bart. Oh, he's in right away, too. Like, Bart doesn't even look like a boxer. He doesn't even have the... He looks like John Cena, kind of, with the jorts. Oh. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, that's not even the knockout. He gets up. Up, stand. And again, I don't know what kind of different rule... Like, did they have to... get Athletic Commission to approve this? Oh, that's it. Put that shit on WrestleMania. Like if Butterbean did that to Bart, imagine what Mike Tyson would have done to Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know what I mean? I remember trying to kayfabe my dad. My dad had called me or something after the Austin thing and Tyson. And he was like, that wrestler guy's lucky. I'm like, oh, Austin could hold his own with Tyson. And he goes, you gotta be kidding me. I'm like, no, I swear, he's a pretty tough guy. My dad wasn't falling for it. Hey, there's a gorilla over there. You all right? Yeah, that was the first little kind of initial knockdown. Then he just rocked his jaw on this one. Boom. Oh. Oh, that wasn't even the knockout. That first one was what got him down, and then the second one. Oh. Oh, my God. Just watching him. That slow motion of like the face moving off the skull. You all right, Bart? Such a stupid thing to do. I mean, he didn't even have to try. Like, he just leaves himself. I'm not even a fighter, and I know you got to get your hand up on that shit. I mean, you're just asking him to punch you in the face. Good job, King Kong Butterbean. He kind of looks like Bundy, doesn't he? Fox Star Killer, appreciate the 10, man. On the Starcade 97 watch along, I said something along the lines of this being WWE equivalent of that show, only difference being Rock Austin delivered while Sting Hogan shat that bed. They did. Oh, the San Diego Chicken's here. What's up? I think they're just bringing out this chicken to set up Pete Rose coming out later. Is that... Unless Vinny knocks him out, knocks the chicken out. Oh, all right, We Are Pro Wrestling. You really want to show us your knowledge? Tell me who's in the chicken suit. Tell me who's in the chicken, because I don't know. You got 10, you have 1 minute to answer, or you're blocked. It's on you, We Are Pro Wrestling. I'm kidding, you're not blocked. You probably will know, though. Ha!
Do all along is be part of the main event of WrestleMania 15. Every time opportunity knocked, you answered the call. But tonight, the biggest, most physical opportunity.
Kevin Kelly and Mankind.
Out of control, Big Show.
I did everything that was asked of me. They put me against The Undertaker. I beat The Undertaker. They put me against Stone Cold. Questionable outcome, yeah, but I beat Stone Cold, and now Vince McMahon throws another hurdle in my way. Hey, I tried playing nice, Big Show, and now you're going to see an angry young man. So you think about that. You try. Have a nice day.
That's another part of this whole story I didn't like. It's like Mankind and Big Show were going to fade. Big Show had just come in. I mean, he just got there. I think his first match was on the Go Home Raw to this. He faced Austin and lost with a stunner. And now he's in a match with Mankind. The winner of this becomes the referee in the main event. Just weird. And it was still kind of new just to see him. Like, he still has got giant vibes here, you know? Very weird announcement there by Howard Finkel. I feel like... Did they voice that? I feel like the way that sounded, Howard Finkel, it sounds like they voiced that in the studio and edited it, used the edited version. Like, were they calling Big Show something else back then? Were they calling him Big Nasty or whatever? Yeah, Chris, thank you for the $5. The Butterbean match is why I hate when people with no fighting experience think a pro athlete in a different sport could beat a trained fighter. You're right. I mean, they can't. Even I know that shit. I mean, these guys do that. You know, it would just be like Mike Tyson trying to, you know, go one-on-one with LeBron in the fucking paint or something. You know, it's not going to happen. Yeah, you're both great athletes and whatnot, but you do two completely different things. And, like, who just goes in to punch? I mean, because I feel like when you're a wrestler, too, you're so used to leaning in, you know? And Bart was coming in so hot with those punches. I'm like, you want to get your hands up, bro? Not only is he coming in hot, he's leaning right in while he's throwing the punch, and Butterbean just had to go, knocked his ass right out. I would like to think that if it was me in there with Butterbean, I, too, would also get my fucking ass handed to me. But I would like to think I'd last 3 more seconds than Bart Gunn. Like, I'm wiry. I'm scrappy. I'm fast. You gotta catch me. You gotta catch me, fatso. Before you do anything to me. That's what I tell Butterbean. And then when he caught me, he'd fucking kill me, but... My favorite, there's one with, like, a Jackass movie where, Johnny Knoxville and Butterbean, like, brawl in, like, a Kmart or something. Oh. Johnny Knoxville gets, like, a concussion. Butterbean fucks him up, too. Okay, he was called the Big Show Paul White. It just felt like that Howard Finkel introduction felt edited or something. It didn't sound right. There's one spot in this match that I cannot stand. It's just another, like, unnecessary bump by Mankind. Another bump he liked to take. This bump he's going to take from the Big Show in a little bit on the map, or on the mat, is the same one he took from Vader, I think, years ago, like on the ramp that led to the ring in WCW. That might have been one of the ones we watched. That, like, Falls Count Anywhere match they had or whatever it was. That might have been Starrcade. Was that Starrcade, like 94 or 2 or something? Forgot what that was that we watched. Russian leg sweep. Big Show, why are you doing a side Russian leg sweep? Smitty, is Shane on this pay-per-view? Yes, Shane has a match on this pay-per-view. That's another memory I have of this show from my seat. At some point in the Shane McMahon and X-Pac match, somebody gets out a belt or something, they start whipping. And I don't even remember who takes the shot. I think it might be Shane. One of them gets whipped so hard with the belt that it sounded like a gunshot even up in my seat. And it was like, whoa. So I'm going to be listening for that spot later, because I distinctly remember that. It just being so loud. I'm like, God damn. Sacco in Big Show's mouth. What's Mick Foley wearing there? Some Asics? Wearing some Andre Agassi's? Big Show is one of my least favorite names, wrestler names. I always thought it was the stupidest name. He's a Big Show. What the fuck does that mean? You mean you're the Big Show? You mean you yourself is a show? Like, obviously you're big. Like, I thought the Giant was an uncreative name. WWE actually found a way to be worse than WCW. I'd rather just call him Mr. Big. Mr. Big. Like Mr. Perfect. A guy who's perfect, so he's Mr. Perfect. A guy who's big, he's Mr. Big. Let's call him Mr. Big. I can only think of 3 other Mr. Bigs. There's one in Wayne's World, there's one in Sex and the City, and there's a song, or there's a band called Mr. Big. So as long as the copyright's free, take it. That's the one. That's the one. I don't understand why Foley would want to take that bump. And he's taken that same bump from Vader on a hard surface. Here, let's just collapse your lungs for fun. For fun. Have you guys ever collapsed a lung? It's a blast. You should try it. Like, look at this shit. Oh, it's 500 fucking pounds coming on you, man. That's a quarter of a ton. I don't even think I knew a ton was 2,000 pounds. I do now. See, not only when you watch WWE do you get to be entertained, but you also get an education. Oh, chair to the ribs or chair to the gut. I like how Big Show just wasted one chair on Mankind, so he just gets another one. Yo, I was only 21 years old. It just blows my mind. I had turned 21 the September before this. It's just crazy. Young little shit I was. Oh yeah, they do one of these bumps too. As if Mankind isn't already enough rough shape. God, well at least he... Oh, we're gonna ring the bell on that one. Okay. Jeez. Lawler, he's drooling. He's like, you can't do that. I'm like, you used a fucking chair, you dipshit. What the hell do you think was gonna happen? Mr. McMahon's gotta be livid. Oh, is this where does Vince like... Oh, yeah, I forgot about this. You just stay in there. They got Vince mic'd. Okay, so he's going to be talking smack. Like, they just brought Big Show in. He saved Vince. Or I guess he fucked up. He did debut in that cage match, but he screwed up in that too. This feels a lot like Bobby Heenan and Andre at WrestleMania 6. This guy's mic'd like that girl is mic'd in the front row on Friday night. Don't make that mistake. What do you look at Vince getting in his face? Slap him. You know you're going to slap him. Oh, never. Maybe not. Oh, he put him down. I thought Vince for sure. Vince was going to slap him. I can't see Vince slapping him now. Oh, maybe he is. You better belittle yourself? So now this is supposed to be like make Paul White a babyface now or something? A lot of people are turning. Like, he turned face. I think Triple H would turn heel. China did something weird too, because she already turned heel. So, like, I know during part of the show, I thought she went back to being a babyface, but then it was only for Triple H to turn heel. It's a confusing show. He's yelling at Pat and Gerald. Oh, do we have to have the close-up on Vince and that cleft in his chin? Ugh. The Stooges are here. Look at Earl's like, okay, ring the bell. I don't know why the bell was not already rang when chairs were in the ring. Yeah, and Kane turned babyface here too. That's right. But I remember that we'll talk about it when it happens. But I remember the China thing at my seat going like, that's weird. Like, they just turned her heel a couple months ago. And I did have a Triple H eventual heel turn and split from DX on my radar as well. I didn't think really at the time it was going to happen here necessarily, but I felt like it was coming soon. And they're still stretching poor Foley out of here, man. Poor Foley. Feel bad for him. Everybody got their ass kicked. Mick Foley's on a stretcher. Vince is being dragged off. Josh Carlos 98. What is up, man? You are turning 26 years old today. Yes, you are. Born in 98. Wow, man. 26. Happy birthday to you. What's your favorite HBK Mania match besides its two Taker matches? Personally, Razor or Kurt? It's going to be one of them. I can't think of any other that even comes close. I loved that WrestleMania 21 match with Kurt Angle. But that WrestleMania 10 was so legendary because of the things we saw in that match that we'd never seen before. He lost in both of them. I'm probably going to give the nod at WrestleMania 10, Josh. Oh, so they're telling Vince that it's okay, Vince. It's okay, Mr. McMahon. Mankind's going to the hospital. You assaulted him first, you fucking idiot. God, I hate Vince. Even his characters. Impossible to enjoy. Okay, here comes Road Dogg. Yeah, that's right. Road Dogg's IC champ. Yeah, the Scott Hall documentary was very good. I've watched them all so far. Anybody know what's the one tonight? But what was weird is last week was DDP, and for some reason, he only got 1 hour. So I don't know if we're into the 1 hour episodes now, but I feel like you could have easily filled 2 with DDP. I don't know why he just got an hour. That kind of sucked, especially after all the good he's done. But I don't know what the one tonight is. Cut the music. Oh, that's right. Biography is Davey Boy. Yeah, and Dudley's Hardy's Edge and Christian. That's going to be good. We're going to watch that tomorrow. Oh, God, Val Venus. This guy's lost his fucking marbles. They don't come much worse than the big shit Boski on social media these days. What a fucking clown. Val, you suck. You've always sucked. You were never good even when you were good. And nobody misses you. I toss salad sign right there in the crowd, or right there for the camera. That's awesome. Beefcake is the dark side. Okay, good one. Good to know. There's lots to watch for me and Elizabeth in the next couple days. My phone is dying. Ooh, check out her looking at it. There's a Philly one for you up there, Val.
The Big Valboski is going for the Intercontinental Championship. Well, ladies, never fear, because even that belt will never keep the Big Valboski's pants on.
There's a sign that says, I bet Austin wins. That's just really funny. I bet Austin wins. Yeah, you think? Some WrestleManias, you just knew. And this was one of them. 14 was also one of them. Who the fuck? Oh, yeah. So, okay, I've lost track of what Ryan Shamrock has been doing. She's got a new family. And I'm pretty sure Ryan Shamrock would be on her way to WCW soon after this. Thanks for 5 more, Josh Carlos. You know, I was in the building for Drew, Sheamus, and Gunther, and I loved it. But Brett and Piper is so close to my heart, I'll never vote anything over that. I'm going to go Brett and Piper on that one, but last year's title match was very fun. A very entertaining match to see in person. Kenny Shamrock, another San Diegan coming out. Ryan Shamrock. What? I have like 10,000 questions in my head at once. Let's try to organize them. I'm guessing that she's no longer with X-Pac, right? Weren't they together? Like within the last 10 years? Maybe they still are, but I don't think they are. Okay, so there's a 4-corner elimination. Okay, this is an elimination match for the IC. And it does feel like Road Dogg is kind of undermatched a little bit. I mean, he's in there with Shamrock and Goldust, former Intercontinental Champion. It's been in the 4th straight Mania, I believe, for Dustin. Losing to Piper. I don't even know if he won or lost at WrestleMania 13. I think he faced Triple H. 14, he beat Owen. Or no, 14, I'm thinking of Triple H. 14, Goldust was in the shit with Mark Mero and Sable. And now this one. Yeah, Val Venus is Canadian, and I'm pretty sure, because I remember back in the day hearing this on the dirt sheets and stuff, and I think it was Edge. I think Edge was married to Val Venus' sister, or dating her, or vice versa. Not Ryan Shamrock. Val Venus' sister was dating Edge, or Yeah, because Edge doesn't have a sister, so it wouldn't have been the other way. I don't recall if they were married or not, but I know they did split, obviously.
Kane, you know, this year marks the 20th anniversary of the Intercontinental Championship. Oh, first Intercontinental Champion, of course, Pat Patterson, now one of Mr. McMahon's associates. It was a steamy night in Rio.
It was a steamy night in Rio de Janeiro when that belt was crowned.
Blue Meanie extremely jealous of Ryan Shamrock. Wait a minute. Curtain call time here, King.
Okay, so that's the dynamic going on with those three. Blue Meanie is jealous of Ryan Shamrock, and maybe the big spine. That could be it. Nope. So you have to tag in four. So it's a four corners elimination. It doesn't make sense why it's a tag in thing. Like, I would just not want to tag in. I suppose, can you be DQ'd in this? I guess you can, maybe. If it's four corners, maybe the referee could DQ since it's elimination. I would just let them have four in there and do their thing. Wow, big butt. I didn't know what Val was going for there. Big bulldog. Yeah, Fatal Four-Ways were a thing. Shit, 2 years ago, they did the Final Four at In Your House, like when Shawn lost his smile and all that shit. That was anything goes. Everybody just does whatever they want. This four corners elimination thing is just weird. Uh-oh, we're going to do a headbutt to the crotch. Yep. And these two had already had like a thing, right? Because Goldust had turned into Dustin in 98 and was doing the whole religious thing. And then Val hooked up with Terry, I think. And then it turned Dustin back into Goldust. Because I remember he was carrying around the signs like he is coming. And the he was talking about was Goldust. A young, thin Road Dogg is crazy to see. See if Val gets eliminated here. Fox Star Killers got 5 for us. Buy or sell on these Ken Shamrock dream matches. Kurt Angle or Chris Benoit. I mean, I'll buy on both of them. I think Shamrock... Well, here's the thing. I think Shamrock and Angle would be a good match. I think Shamrock and Benoit would be a good match. But I don't think either match would be a better match than Angle and Benoit. If that makes sense. Yeah, I can see myself up there. There I am. See, I'm waving. You see me? I was the handsome guy up there in the 45th row in the upper deck. You can see me. It's not hard. 5 more from Mike. Hot take time. Rhea is turning face officially sometime this summer. How can anybody boo her, especially bringing back the stink face? Yeah, Rhea could be on the... I don't even think that's a hot take. It's just a take. I mean, Rhea turning face between now and this summer is a very plausible thing. This is pro wrestling we're talking about. Baby faces and heels are born every day, and they turn all the time. That's what you do in wrestling, so... Nothing's ever permanent unless you're John Cena or Tito Santana. Wow, look out. Road Dogg was trying to do his dance and punches, but then Shamrock came and fucked him up. Yeah, too much there, dog. I gotta go get another Stella. I'll be right back. Took a little bit too big of a hit on that one. Oh, pup handle. Road Dogg loves that. Oh, drop toey. Ankle lock. Tap. Shamrock took a spill. Oh no, Ryan come over to beat up her brother? It's so random though, isn't it? To like introduce a sister character for Shamrock? Like why? Fucking Russo? Bro, we need to get a sister for Shamrock. And like, bro, we could have Val Venus date her sister. Is that how he talks? Oh, Val's gonna get counted out. Oh no, they both did. Haha, suck it, Shamrock, you're out. He's like, fuck you. Shamrock only had 2 WrestleMania matches, both for the IC title. One was a DQ loss, the other was a countout loss. His best moment at WrestleMania was as a referee, where he waist-locked takedown, or waist-locked takedowned Bret Hart into the 4th row.
Tremendous opportunity for Goldust. Shamrock, Venus eliminated. They were counted out. Goldust into the ropes now.
Oop. Yo, Ryan. Oh, it was a reversal. What was that? That was a crazy... What? I want to see a replay of that. It looked like Goldust went for his, like, snap power slam that he does. And Road Dogg extended through it or something. And Goldust landed on his head. I'm sorry, I'm singing the Outlaws theme song. Don't mind me. Yeah, whoa, I'm not... You saw the same thing. Show us a replay of that, please. Did they do replays back in 99? Were replays a thing? Ryan Shamrock, you're not even a good actor. Yes, please take another look. Let's see how this happened here. Here it is. So he reverses it. She grabs him. That's an overdone trope. They do that spot all the time. But show the finish. Oh, Meanie. Meanie and Goldie. Oh, he's going to go quietly? It makes no sense why he's arrested. He's in a wrestling ring where your job is to punch other people. He got bitch slapped. He got hit first. He just reacted. And why do you need 16 cops? And they're putting him, not even putting him in a cop car. He's in a fucking Ford Taurus. These are not cops. They got little real American flags, little nightsticks. These aren't even 2.5s. They're not even 2.5s. They're like 1.8s. Shit. Get the real 5.0 to apprehend a guy like Big Show. Not 1.8.
And I'll tell you what, this just isn't a physical rivalry. It's an emotional one. China turning her back on DX and Triple H, her longtime companion, forming a bond with
She's as bad as Taylor Swift. Who?
weeks ago.
Taylor Swift is the best. You're talking to a Swiftie here. There's no Taylor Swift disparaging on this channel.
We saw a side of Kane we had never witnessed before. I mean, he showed compassion. He showed emotion.
Oh, yeah, this was...
And then last week,
Triple H shot Kane in the face with the...
he took out a flamethrower, blasted Kane, who suffered superficial burns to the exposed areas of his skin.
Superficial. Oh, yeah, this is going to be Kane and Triple H. Oh, yeah, there's the scoreboard thing. That was our only source of video screens.
7 feet tall. He weighs 330 pounds. He's Kane.
He's Kane. He's been in about a year and a half at this point.
Fire as a child. But Kane, we've never seen this man so emotional as he has been in recent weeks with China.
Oh, yeah, he was kind of into China, I think.
How horrible that had to be for Kane last week. It was like reliving his childhood, that nightmarish childhood he must have had to be once again set on fire at the hands of Triple H. Kane and Triple H tonight at WrestleMania 50. Hey, what is that?
Oh, here it is. Here's the bird.
What the hell is this chicken yelling? He was out here elephant spinning. Kane, you know what? It may be healthy in another disguise.
And I remember knowing right away. I'm like, why would they do this if this wasn't going to be Pete Rose? It wasn't even a very good reveal. The crowd doesn't even know. Now they might notice, but there's no, there's no screen to show the audience who this really is. So he's going to get yet another tombstone. Twice in a row. I think he'd come out the next year too, right? And you had to have Pete Rose come back here because it's Philly. Not as good as the previous year. WrestleMania 14 was much better. Oh, Mike Witt, you asked $2 worst X poster, Val or Disco. They're both just complete ass bags. I'd probably go Val, though. I put this on X Twitter the other day, too. Like, this is an exact science, and it's measurable. You can see it in plain sight. The more of an asshole somebody is, the more of a douchebag someone's online persona is, the more they use the word mark. Just watch. Just watch. Watch everybody who's like a fucking asshole, thinks they know better than anybody else, that type of like, that arrogance and that stupid delusion that you see in so many just lonely, pathetic men. The higher the level of douche in their soul, the more frequently they will use the word mark. They'll call everybody marks. They'll name their podcast castrating marks and things like that. It's like they're so obsessed with that word, and they use it as a demeaning word as if they're not one themselves, and they're the ones with all the answers and the education that they're going to give to all of us. It's just like that type of stuff. And they're all like that. They're all like that. All of them. Oh, Triple H is from behind here. Oh. They have his fireworks set up and they're not even going to use them. Did the pyro team know that? It feels like if that was the plan running, they wouldn't even bother setting up the pyro, but... So this is it here. This is our last real look at DX Triple H. Teddy Long is a referee for this one. Shout out to T. Superficial burns, they love to say that. Superficial burns, and Cody tore his pec all the way off the bone. Has to be off the bone. You don't just tear it, it's got to be torn off the bone. Unforgiving steel stairs, but Cole, they are forgiving. Those stairs were very forgiving. When Kane hit them, they broke off of the side of the ring. They forgave. They are forgiving stairs. Get it right, Michael Cole. See, look how much them stairs forgived. Ring post is unforgiving. But ring steps forgive a little. Even a chair slightly forgives. A ring mat forgives a lot. Announce table forgives a fair amount. Ring post and concrete, I think, are the only things that don't forgive. And a Samoan's head. You can get hit with an unforgiving headbutt from a Samoan. All right, let's think about Hunter's Mania matches. 12, not good. Warrior. I know he worked Goldust at 13, but I don't recall what happened there. Was he champion or was Goldust champion at WrestleMania 13? This one he wins. 16, of course, we know he wins. 17, he loses to Taker. 18, he wins in the main event. 19, he wins. 20, he loses in the main event. 21, he loses. 22, he loses. 24, he loses. 25, I don't remember. Oh! The Mean Street Posse. Yeah, not a bad opponent list for Triple H, you know. Ultimate Warrior, Goldust, Owen, Kane, Rock, and Foley and Show, Undertaker, Chris Jericho, Booker T, Benoit, Michaels, Batista, Cena, Orton and Orton, Taker and Taker, Sheamus, Brock, Bryan Danielson, Ronda Rousey, Kurt Angle, Batista again. He's from the mean streets of South Greenwich, Connecticut. For the rest of my life, Greenwich will always be Greenwich. Brian Gewirtz will always be Brian Gewirtz. And LA will always be Los Angeles. I've adopted the Stone Cold monikers. Oh, yeah, and Sting. I forgot Sting. And Roman. I forgot Sting and Roman. And Seth. I forgot Sting, Roman, and Seth. Lots of, that's who I should rank as fucking Triple H matches.
Folks, this is WrestleMania 15, the greatest spectacle in sports entertainment. We've seen it all already tonight. 2 knockouts. One, Butterbean over Buck Gunn, and one, the Big Show over Mr. McMahon.
Nice smack.
Maybe knockout number 3. Yeah. Triple H. In all kinds of trouble as Kane pops up. He delivers that foot across the sternum. And Kane now decides to go for the cover. There
Come on. Come on, Triple H.
Over 20,000 people here at the First Union Center. They sensed it. They sensed Triple H maybe feeling the adrenaline.
Ooh. It's okay. Juliet, it's all right. Your brain is allowed to be screwed up on Sundays. Mine is too. Yesterday was a long day for me. I had shit to do in the day, in the morning. Then we did the podcast. Then I went straight to work and got my ass kicked. Then I came home and I was up till 4:30 in the morning. Then I woke up this afternoon or this morning and sat around on my ass all day, and I haven't been able to really think or do much. So I understand. I had enough faculties to put the stream together, but other than that, I even updated my super chat totals. I did everything right today. Links to tomorrow night's Monday Night Raw review is already up, by the way. CM Punk's return. Jesus, Kane launching himself. See, the crowd is just... There wasn't a big match on this show, you know? There wasn't one specific, I mean, other than the main event, that was really... Oh, I can't wait to see this. I mean, even The Undertaker didn't have, like, a great one. The Red Baron. You know, my plan all year long for this year's WrestleMania season was to do a bunch of shitty ones, and I think most of the ones we did were good. This is the first bad WrestleMania we've really watched, and we are going to watch WrestleMania 13 next week. The link is already up, but you know what I didn't realize until today when Elizabeth reminded me? Next week is Easter Sunday. But we did a stream on Easter Sunday last year. We watched Backlash 2003 on Easter Sunday last year. I looked it up. So we're going to be doing that again next Sunday, 1 week from today. I will have to work a little bit in the morning, but I'll be here to watch WrestleMania 13 with you guys on the final WrestleMania watch-along day of this season. Who's coming? There she is. Oh, they did have another screen up in the back. I guess I forgot about that one. Oh, it's because I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it from my seat. Oh. What's China? Oh, she's messing with steps. Speaking of strong, it's not even that strong. I could lift that. Does Teddy Long not see that China is trying to improve the feng shui? Oh, man, they're all dented. I know exactly what's going to happen here, and it's going to look stupid. Triple H is going to kick these stairs right in his face, right? Yep. And he's supposed to fall on it with it landing on his head. Nope, he didn't do that. Okay. How many WrestleMania matches, how many Triple H WrestleMania matches have the steps been in the ring for? This one and the Brock match for sure at 29. Because I just remember that finish. And we just got a drop toe hold on to Kane there on the steps. Shout out to Bill Apter on the outside of the ring. And standing right next to George. George and Bill. Ah, my childhood. And these Japanese photographers, I actually don't know their names, but they're at a lot of WWE shows too. Oh, wow. Big backdrop. Jeez. 7 feet of Kane.
And now Kane again on the apron and in the ring. Triple H again in trouble. China looks on at ringside. Kane, what is China doing? Triple H gonna ride. Choke slam.
Chokey.
And now China with a chair. He likes that thing. He wants to put the exclamation point, as you said, on it. Let me, she's saying. Let me. China's saying, let me. Triple H.
Now this is where it got weird for me. China's got those heels. And she hits. And there's a DQ. So Kane wins this, huh? So I guess this was kind of like a half-assed double turn, sort of. Yeah, we don't really talk much about this double turn, but it does kind of feel like it is one here, even though the fans are cheering pretty hard. And I remember there's a shot here of Triple H and China leaving together, and I remember the fans, like everybody just cheering that moment really hard. And I was suspect. I was like, this is not adding up to me. This, just seeing them celebrate together, and I'm like, this doesn't make sense to me. Like, what the fuck did they break them up for? If they're just back together now. I knew something was up. She's a witch. Blood is thick. I hope China and Triple H aren't related. If you're related to somebody, talking to you, Ray. And you too, Brad. Kane's pissed. Kane, I can kind of see your little red machine. Too much.
Well, Michael, a little clarification if we can on this entire situation. Who will be the referee? Who will be the guest referee for the main event tonight? The biggest match in WWF history.
Yeah, Kevin Kelly, who's it going to be?
Has been arrested, taken away by
Big Show's been arrested.
You said Mankind should be the referee. He's been taken away to a local hospital. There's chaos. There's confusion back here. We're trying to get some clarification.
Nobody knows what's going on. Look at Vince. He just happens to be walking by.
Maybe I can help you out a little bit. It just so happened that I have in my bag, my athletic bag, the best looking referee shirt. You know what? I'm gonna be the guest referee.
Vince McMahon, I despise the very sight of your face. I really do. Fucking piece of shit. Who's this guy? Is that Bronson Reed? No, it's Big Punisher. All right, guys, I don't know anything about Big Punisher, but is Big Punisher still with us? Can you be that big and still be alive 25 years later? Let me know in the chat. And here comes Sable. Oh, yeah, her one little hip swivel. It's the one move she's got. She loved to do that. She was pretty much on the way out here. I mean, she looks good there. I'll give that to her. She does look very okay. Like, I'm not upset about how she looks. I'm not like barfing or dry heaving or anything like that. I'm fine with it. It's working for me. Wow, he died less than a year later? Wow. So, okay, good. Not too soon. I was worried maybe he recently died and be like, too soon, Greg. I mean, he was big boy. The grind. Are you ready for the grind? You're just, you got a horrible voice. Like, Sable was definitely hot, but she was definitely no Tori, no Stacy, no Dakota Kai. Look at this shit. God, hard at 700 pounds. Oh my God, that is horrific. I remember when Tori started making her appearances on TV, I knew her, Tori, Terry Powers, something like that. So I already knew of her and was familiar with her. And I remember when they signed her, I thought that was a good signing. But still, like, just much like the same thing with Alundra Blaze and stuff, they just didn't really have much of a division. They just... I don't know what this thing she's wearing is. Mm. Yeah, I couldn't tell. Like, from my seat, it looked like she was wearing some kind of, like, Catwoman outfit or something. I didn't know what was going on. And it was just weird that Sable was even, like, in the ring doing stuff. She had a couple of moments there, you know, the power bombs to Mark Mero and whatnot, but in terms of being a wrestler, she was just fucking the drizzles, man. Fucking drizzles. Oh, Sable going for a dive. Looked like shit. Show me some grind. Lawler is very preoccupied with Tori's outfit. Oh, man, she's pounding her face now. Yeah, I think Tori would fuck Sable up in a real fight. Although maybe not now. Sable might have learned a couple things from Brock, but back in these days... I mean, Sable's another one. Sable got her whole entire career from Vince McMahon being a fucking horn dog. And the story goes, Mark Mero came in to sign his contract, brought Sable with him, and Vince was instantly obsessed. And years later, he would be able to get his... Oh, that's so bad. He would be able to get his wish by being in the ring with Sable and making out with her and everything. Vince is just disgusting. I mean, Sable's like a hot woman and everything, but she's no hotter than a number of bartenders I've had work for me over the years and whatnot. You know, like, I don't understand, you know, what made her so over the top with her popularity. Oh, yeah, now we got a ref bump in this match as if we need it. Oh, yeah, I forgot. What is happening here? It was like a Sable Bob counter. You got Nicole Bass on the outside of the ring. Nicole Bass. I remember wondering, like, what if Nicole Bass and Chyna ever came face to face? And then here she's debuting in WWE. It's just crazy. Look at the size of her. Nicole Bass saving Sable. Yeah, Nicole Bass and Sable, they hang out all the time. They're good friends. They have a lot of the same interests. They like to do the same things. Like, shoot buffalo and shit. Oh. Alright. Nicole Bass. Sable, just knock it off. Fox Star has 5 more for us. Can you believe they gave us this for the actual show? While Ivory and Jacqueline was on the Heat pre-show. Yeah. But Sable was over. You couldn't question her overness, her popularity. It was definitely there. I lived through this time. I remember it all. But I was never a believer in Sable anymore than I was a believer in Goldberg. Hey, there's a shout out to The Rock's mom and The Rock's ex-wife, Danny Garcia, right behind King and JR. All right. Oh, also, because you can't see it on this, because they're sitting on the hard cam side with like their backs to the hard cam, but I could see them from my seat up top. I could see Arnold Skolin's wife sitting right there in the front row seat. So they're all going to have their backs to us as we're watching. And look at these guys back together. I remember seeing her, and I can't remember who else now, but I recognize like 3 or 4 people in that front area.
DX is one big house again, stronger than it's ever been. Shane, I don't care if you're the boss's son. You better bring everything you've got tonight, because X-Pac is handing you your shiny corporate ass. DX is whole. And there ain't
DX is whole for the last time. Take it in, boys. Look at that. That's it. That's it. No more DX after that. Technically, I guess they would come back together, sort of, when after Triple H went heel. The Run DMC version of the DX theme, which I thought was good. The Run DMC DX theme is better than the Run DMC WrestleMania 5 rap. That's for damn sure. Is that what we watched last week? What did we watch last? 5? No, 24. We watched 24. Shane McMahon. I better refresh this. What's our like situation at? Not bad. Anybody hadn't hit the like yet, please hook me up. I do remember liking how well this match turned out to be. I wasn't thinking it was going to be very good at the time. And then Shane, like, really, this is when I was like, oh, okay, Shane isn't so bad after all. He's actually quite awesome. Make some noise! I liked Xbox theme. You think you could tell us what to wear? Who's telling you what to wear? Who thinks they're better? Where is this happening to you guys? I wear what I want, motherfuckers. You think you could tell us what to wear? I want to know who's telling X-Pac what to wear. Who's at fault for this? Oh, and he's getting attacked by the Stooges. Oh, look at him taking them both out. Fuck you guys. F off, Gerald Briscoe. Yeah, Shane has got... This is the second time. Are they going to take it away? Is this 2 DX Pyros that we're not going to get? I think it is. I don't see the point of doing it now. So they set up the Pyro for Triple H and X-Pac, and neither one of them used it. I don't recall even how Shane won the European title. All I know is this is my first real look at him in the ring. He's trying to do the Karate Kid thing. My roommate at the time called him Fred Savage. He thought Shane looked just like Fred Savage. He kind of does. What would you do? Oh, look at Shane leapfrogging. Oh, missed the Buster. The only reason why I put a big 15 in the middle of the overlay there is because there was just too much dead space. It didn't look right. So I'm like, I'm going to put a big 15 in the middle. In case you were wondering why that's there. God. These assholes are all in the front row there. The mean streets of Greenwich. I love how X-Pac wears skateboarding knee pads. He's always worn those. He's always liked the plastic. I don't know why. He's in. I mean, shit, come to think of it. Dudes, okay, let me think. Is this his only WrestleMania match? X-Pac? Like, think about it. WrestleMania 10, he was a part of that 10-man tag. He got bumped. WrestleMania 11, he was just a corner man for Scott Hall because he was injured. WrestleMania 12, he was leaving the company. He wasn't doing anything on that show either. 13, he was gone. He came back the night after 14, so he wasn't on that one. Here we're 15 against Shane. He must have done something at 16. He had to have been in the ring in one of those battle royals or something. And then 17, did he do? Was he in the company in 17? He was. He wasn't European. What the hell did he do? This might be his only WrestleMania match. I don't remember him in WrestleMania 2000. What the fuck did he do? Okay, he tagged with Road Dogg at 16. Okay. Oh, yeah. Shane took a spill. So he might have only had 2 or 3 WrestleMania match. Oh, yeah, the 31. Yeah, I'm trying to think when he was, like, active, though. Oh, shit. Damn. Look at the mean streets trying to get to him. They got him. He's fighting them all off. Look at them all taking those bumps great. Look at fucking X-Pac, yeah. Hitting the fans. X-Pac beating up fans. Fucking test. Buy a front row ticket to WrestleMania, you might get your lights punched out. Yep, over the top. Oof, on his ass, too. Okay, pre-show at 17. I was trying to remember when he was with X Factor, and I'm like, that probably would have been 01. Greenwich Jewels or Sting. Wow, I even see Boys to Men in the crowd there too. There's one fan off to the left there, just desperately trying to get his middle finger on camera. Oh, Test, yeah. I feel like if Test would have landed that, that would have been a DQ. Okay, here's a strap. This might be the one. Let's listen for a loud one. There's one loud one. Oh, God, he's ripping him in the chest, too. I am a very, very big fan of the hip attack as a move. I am not a fan, never have been a fan of the Bronco Buster. I hate the move. I like the 5-knuckle shuffle better. Oh, than the Knuckle Buster, or the Bronco Buster, excuse me. Yeah, Test was in with the belt there. I don't know what that thing laying in the ring is. And then Shane and the guy that's in his corner right now, Test, would have a pretty damn good one at SummerSlam, too, a few months later. Missed by a mile. Yeah, let's get rid of Test. Jesus, there you go. Take out Test. I'm curious if Shane gets the belt, because I still haven't heard that one shot that I know is loud as fuck. Or maybe I just missed it when it happened. Because Triple H is already coming out here. Oh, yeah. Here we go. And here comes. Look at this. Now it made a little more sense to me. Yeah, those heels on China are mind-blowing. And he wins. Of course he wins. And Triple H has joined the corporation. Triple H and China have both joined the corporation. So I guess at the time I might have been thinking, like, okay, does that mean that Kane, they're back with Kane again? Oh, look at Billy sliding all the way in. Are where they belong, in the corporation. I don't know who they're chanting for. HBK, I think. That would have been a great place to bring him back. Oh, Kane. Oh, Kane's coming. Yeah, I saw Straw Hat Guy. Well, they're in Philly, so makes sense. He'd be hanging out. Kane's like, I'm back. First you burn me up in my face. Then you turn on me. Oh, now he's... Oh, yeah, now he's got X-Pac. Him and X-Pac can be friends. But they were not back together, were they? Like you knew when you knew when China was distracting the ref. A year ago. They were together at least exactly like 1 year, and then that's it. That jackoff's finished, says Road Dogg. Did he call him like a big nose asshole or something like that? Oh, yes. Hell in the Cell next. Bossman Taker. This one's weird. What is going to happen?
It's simple. I own the key to your heart and your soul.
Oh, yeah, so Taker had already started messing with Vince by this point. Ministry was already doing their thing.
You don't threaten me, Undertaker. Not like that. You don't want to go there. You will come face to
I like, this has got to be the one with the burning teddy bear was my favorite. I was kind of getting into this at the time. I loved the Ministry stuff. It went off the rails quick, but like this early shit was really good. And I would have liked like some sort of like sinister storyline with Undertaker, where maybe he's got some sort of, you know, maybe like leverage over Vince that maybe the audience isn't aware of. And he makes Vince do shit. I thought it was going to go in a direction like that. I thought like Vince was going to be Taker's puppet and he was going to use his family or something that maybe even the audience at home watching isn't aware of. Just know that he's got something on him and he can use that to control or further his interests or whatever. And it just ended too quick, you know? A higher power fucked it all up. And this stuff too, even like the Austin crucifixion, that was great. The Stephanie, when Stephanie got saved by Austin. I'm gonna get you. God, Vince, you're so fucking cringe. I'm gonna get you. Oh, you are, huh? Is that what's happening? You're gonna get me? Okay. G-I-it, get, right? Okay. That's what I thought. I'm sorry, but there's just no answer. I'm sorry, Vince. And then the way they tried to play this off months later is like Vince had orchestrated all this. This was all just an act. And I like that, the fucking burning symbol on the lawn. Like, oh, that was really good. I liked it. I was into it. Yeah, like he's saying, I'm going to own the World Wrestling Federation, that type of stuff. That's why I thought there was a way deeper storyline that was going to like kind of slowly unfold, but it wasn't that at all. It was the opposite of that. All right, the cell is down. Hey, I've actually seen 2 WrestleMania Hell in the Cell matches in person before. I don't know how many we've had in total, but I've seen 2 of them. Last year with Edge and Balor, and this one here with Bossy and Takey. Isn't it crazy that around this time Earthquake and Bossman were both in the WWE? Doing vastly different shit, but they were there. New M&M's crispy chocolate candy. Do they still make those? I never ate those shits. See, I didn't like this theme as much as the one before it. This was a version of his previous one, but his previous one was way more metal. You know, I like that more. Like but I did like the accept the Lord of Darkness as your savior. I liked all of that. I was very into the ministry. I was really hoping for a great angle. It's one of my biggest disappointments as a wrestling fan because I was doing the hotlines back at the time, and there was just so much discussion on that, on the hotlines about this and what was going on. And I had a friend that fucking insisted to me up and down that there were two Undertakers, that the Undertaker, Mark Calloway, has a twin brother. And I had to be like, no, like, I don't know what to tell you. And of course, I was the dumb one. I was the one informed one that shouldn't believe everything they read. And I remember this guy being so adamant about it. And I'm like, I don't know what to say to this. There's not two Undertakers. I remember the two Kanes thing. At least that's plausible because there's a mask involved. But no, this person's convinced. And I even remember bringing up, well, what about all the other times he was injured? If there's two Undertakers, when he was injured in '94, why didn't they just bring him back? Because they wanted to keep it. There's always like an excuse as to why they did that, you know? Oh my God, it was just like the most exhausting argument to have. And I'm like, I don't know how to respond to something that's this fucking idiotic. I just don't, I can't hide how stupid you are, you know? Like, and I remember just like arguing a little bit. I'm like, you're just dumb. Like, you're just fucking stupid. Like, there's not two Undertakers. You can look this up. But that was the problem, you see. If you look it up, then I'm believing what I'm reading, which makes me the dumb one. Don't do research, makes you stupid. I bet you he probably still thinks there's two.
No athlete who's ever stepped inside this cell against the Undertaker has ever been the same. Remember Shawn Michaels in Bad Blood? Oh, yeah. Remember Mankind in King of the Ring? How can I forget?
This is Undertaker number 1, by the way, in the ring with Boss Man. And we were down to kind of the end of this Undertaker too. He'd last maybe through SummerSlam, and then he'd be out for a while, come back as the American Badass next year. I mean, I get that they did the crucifixion angle with Boss Man on Raw and stuff, but I still don't know why this match needed to be in Hell in the Cell. Considering the Hell in the Cell matches we have seen. You know, that was another problem with this match. It's like Taker, HBK, Taker Foley, Taker Boss Man? What? What now? Imagine there are two Greg Gagnes. There probably is. Everybody in Minnesota looks alike. They all have that accent. Put it in the bag or the beeg. How do they say? They say bag, like words like that. And I had a little bit of that in me too when I grew up in Michigan. It's a lot of my relatives and my friends had that little bit of that accent, but it's real thick in Minnesota. Thanks for that 5, Foxstar Killer. That's really interesting why that Volume 3 would even get discontinued, but apparently it was discontinued after the Rock Bottom pay-per-view, and they briefly went back to his funeral theme before this one. I remember that, and I remember the transition into this one, but I was like, the old one was badass, man. I didn't think anything was going to beat the original Graveyard Symphony theme that he had that was so iconic, and the fact that Jim Johnson put together that badass metal theme in '98, that was so good. They didn't even need to change that for a couple years. They could have just kept that. Or even if you would have just kept the Graveyard Symphony all the way through this era, and then when he comes back as the American Badass, you could do that Volume 3 theme. And fuck Kid Rock and Soft Muffin. Forget about them. Just do that badass metal theme. Okay, we got Handcuffs making an appearance here. Coughing him up. I'll be right back. All right. What did I miss? Oh, I missed The Undertaker bleeding. Sorry about that. It was that time of night where Elizabeth leaves, and I went to go tell her goodbye. And you know what? I figured I wouldn't miss too much while The Undertaker was being handcuffed to the cage. Oh, Mike, I did. I missed Super Chats. I always circle back to them. Let's go take care of those. Oh, yeah, I did. Ha ha. We're going to go back, but I'm going to get a new beer for the Supers. Steel chair. I ran out of beer again, so I got a spiked lemonade. I'll drink that in a minute. And I will get to those super chats in just a second. Thanks for the reminder on that, Mike. I think I owe one to Fox Star, maybe somebody else. I'll circle back and get those in just a second. Let me just get all these in order here. So Taker's got the busted handcuffs. They're just dangling. He's got the other half on his wrist. The funny thing is I didn't even remember Taker bleeding. The only thing I remember about this match at all is the hanging spot. Boss Man's busted open, I think. Yeah. I can't tell if that's his blood or Taker's blood. You know what one of the coolest photos ever is of the first Hell in the Cell when Kane makes his debut and he rips the door off? There's a picture that exists of him ripping the door off with the completely full lit arena. But the arena was not lit. It was red lights when he came out. And the picture was taken at the exact moment a big flash went off. And it lit up the whole arena. It's like perfect timing shot. Hey, what are you doing back there? What are you doing? Tito's watching WrestleMania 15 with us. God, Boss Man just looks like he's... I guess that's his blood, because there's a lot of it on his face. Old school. And Undertaker felt it. I don't recall Boss Man and Undertaker having a match in like 91 or 2. James, I was about to mention the PA accent because I also have a couple cousins that live in Pennsylvania, and they got that accent too. And I lived in North Carolina. When I lived there, I had that accent. And now, bro, I live in California, bro. One of my somebody I work with, coworker, a friend of mine, he is one of his best friends is Poopies from Jackass. And if you know who I'm talking about and you know this guy, he's exactly like the friend of his, and they talk like that. They've got that, yeah, man, or like however, I can't even fucking do it. Surfer talk, you know? And I was just talking to him about Casey about Poopies the other night because I was watching the Jackass thing where they're in there with the sharks and Poopies gets bit. And I'm like, I just saw the thing where Poopies got bit. He's like, yeah, bro, that was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago now. He's like a year sober now and, you know, doing really well apparently and all that stuff. I was like, wow. He goes, yeah, man. He goes, I saw Poopies last weekend. We were up there hanging out. Tombstone. That's it. And I guess that's going to be it. We pin first, then we murder, right? Yeah. I wasn't sure the order. Wasn't sure in a wrestling match where you murder someone, if you want to murder them first and then get the pin on them, or pin them first and then proceed with the murdering. You know, I'm not sure the right strategy. I confer with wrestling coaches on that, on how they recommend you handle matches with murder. This was weird. I remember seeing this because we're going to get Edge and Christian lowered, right? I mean, they had to have been scared shitless being up there. Oh, it's Gangrel too? I forgot Gangrel was a part of this. Is it all three of them? Yeah. That's so weird. Did they need to come? Well, I guess they needed to be up there to lower the rope down. What are they? Oh, they're breaking the cell. I was like, what are they doing? Stomping, trying to stomp the boss man from up there. Okay, so help me out here. Are Edge and Christian and Gangrel tasked with the responsibility of tying that thing in a knot up there? You gonna trust a Christian knot? Dude wears turtlenecks in July. I ain't trusting anything he does. And now they're lowering it down. The noose. Now help me out. Because I forgot, right after the win here, did the lights go off? At some point, they have to put something on Boss Man, right? Some sort of harness. So I think the lights have already been out. I just wasn't registering. And the craziest thing about this whole thing is they reattach themselves and they get hoisted back up. I mean, look at Edge just dangling there. Oh, I'd be shitting myself. I'd be like, will you please lift me the fuck up here? Oh, I couldn't handle it. My hands are sweating just watching that. Look at Bobby. That's how you have to do it. You have to... Oh, shit. And what's great about Boss Man, too, is he did a great job selling this. That's why, I mean, obviously from my seat, it looked very real. I wasn't truly believing that Boss Man was being hanged to death here. But I was, like, very curious how the fuck they did this. Like, look at that. It's around his neck. Fucking... They Brooksed him from Shawshank. They should carve up in the cell. Boss Man was here. Oh, God. Get busy living or get busy dying. We shouldn't laugh at this, but it's absurd. And what I distinctly remember from being at the show from my seat is the way his legs were kicking and twitching. Like, Boss Man was doing a really good job, I thought, of selling that. I'm like, I don't know what's going on here, but that looks pretty convincing from my nosebleed seat. Oh, wild stuff. Wild stuff. Oh, here, look, it's the Rage Party, guys. Show Vince dance. They busted out the Deadly Game Skull. I'm so glad I did not go to the Rage Party. Even in 99, I wouldn't have wanted to be there. Oh, there's Big Punisher. Because like back in 99, like raves were the big thing. All the people I worked with were all going to raves at the time. I never went to raves. I was like, I'm not going to that. It looks stupid. You farted in my face. The cherry poppin' daddies. Limping ain't easy. I mean, hell, we were only 2 years into South Park at that point. Whoa. This show's been on for 30 years. Just last week, I saw the episode where the boys get their Lord of the Rings tape switched out with Backdoor Sluts 9. Funny shit. So Taker is already threatening Stephanie. So that is interesting how the corporation is still evil. And then Vince goes kind of briefly babyface there. And Shane takes over. Oh, the Rage Party. Is it time for the main event already? Oh, I guess it's time. Okay. Here comes Jim Ross. Mr. Jim Ross. It's a long main event. I thought we might still have another match, but I guess not. Yeah, they tried to bring him back and turn him heel. Remember, he kicked Michael Cole in the balls and everything? And then I guess they were like, that's stupid. We should not do this. Yeah, see, there's Rock's mom and Danny Garcia, and I don't know who the other fella there is next to her. It's Rock's mom and ex-wife. That's so cool. God, you can still see the effects of it on JR. It's so sad. All right. Austin and Rock. Oh, that's right, because there's a whole bunch of shit they do before. No chance. And so Vince has decided. Didn't he say he had a referee shirt? Vince loved those like cut off sweatshirts where the sleeves were like cut off all the way up here. It just looks weird. I got long arms, so there's nothing worse than like a short sleeve shirt where the sleeves are too short. I fucking hate it. And so many shirts are like that for me. That's why I don't wear a lot of like wrestling merch on the channel, because a lot of it doesn't fit me very well because I got Gumby arms. You know, so Vince having those like short ones up here is just looks stupid. Look like you're wearing a Belichick, but like without the hood. You're not going to be the referee. It's horseshit. Oh, here comes Shawn finally. I think fans wanted him out during that DX stuff earlier on. Deadlock reviewed this? Cool. Good guys over there. Pulse and Tony Pizza Guy follow me. I like them. That's who you're talking about, right? Them guys? I like them guys. They're nice guys. He's just a sexy boy. Well, I tell you what, something I wish I had a picture of. Around this time, too, me and my friend started getting into kind of like trying to dress like a wrestler. My friend looked a lot like Kurt Angle. And I had long hair about the length of Shawn. And so at like one or two shows, I had like a sports jacket, like from a suit. It was kind of the same material that Shawn's wearing right now. And so I wore that to a couple of shows. And I had my hair, and I never wore my hair down ever. I always had it like in a ponytail. And so I wore it down. I like had sunglasses. And so like me and him went as like Shawn and like this Shawn and like Kurt Angle or something. Yeah, it would have been 2000 when this went on. It's about a year after this, I guess. This is funny stuff. And he would put on gold medals. He looked just like him. I want to go back and be in my early 20s again. Shawn Michaels, I don't know what it is about you and not doing shit at WrestleMania, but still being involved in the main event.
I'm a little disappointed. After 10 years of being with this company,
Hey, men, I want you to note Shawn Michaels' pants. That's how they're supposed to look. Not skin tight halfway up your thigh with no socks. Normal men pants. See that? That's normal. Write it down.
You have got to read that rule book.
Yeah, show this the second time this shit has bit Vince. He tried this after the Royal Rumble, too.
Now, I know you're a busy man. You've got so many things on your mind. But priorities, Vincent. Priorities.
God, a year ago, he was losing the main event. Here, he's talking about priorities with Vince.
To read that rule book, you would see that it states that there is only one man who can appoint an official at WrestleMania.
The commissioner. The commish can appoint the offish.
And that one man is not you.
I remember thinking that Shawn was going to make himself the ref. And that would be interesting. Austin beating Shawn the year before, and the next year he's the ref raising Austin's hand. I thought that's what they were going for here.
Now, in case your Whistler 2000 isn't working, what they just said is the one man that can make that decision is the Heartbreak Kid.
Shawn Michaels.
So what I would like for you to do for me now is take that Jack LaLanne physique of yours, get the hell out of here, and don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out.
Yeah. There we go. Now I want to see if he's going to invite Mick Foley out here. I was digging up those super chats that I owe you.
Well, I might let you come down, but
Oh,
corporation is barred from ringside.
Wow, that's big. That is big, and that is crucial in this matchup.
And if I see just one of their narrow asses breaking this sheriff's rules, pal, you and I are gonna have a little fight of our own out back. So anytime you want to try me, you just let me go. But in the meantime, start to stepping and hit the bricks, McMahon.
hit the bricks. That's not said enough. People need to be hitting more bricks. That was weird. Like, Sean was like, no corporation members can come. Well, I might let you come because Vince has got to be involved in the finish. Like, what the fuck was that all about? And then he goes, if any of your corporation members show up, why wouldn't he just say, I'm stripping The Rock of the title and awarding it to Austin? Instead, he goes, you and I are going to have a fight out back. That was fucking stupid. So what does Sean do now? Just introduce Foley? Or no, that's right. There's a regular referee for the match, and then Foley comes out. Okay, I got it. I'm set. Ducks are in a row. I owe you guys for some super chats from earlier. Mike Witt asked earlier with $2, is the Katie Vick feud, is this the Katie Vick feud, or was that later? But I don't know what you were talking about. Katie Vick feud was in 2002. So that was 3 years after anything we're watching here. And then you had 5 more. It's too bad Triple H can't be physical anymore in the ring. Would love for him to confront The Rock in night 2. That would be fun. Oh, man, Mike. They sure are making you feel like that's a possibility. Like, if we didn't know, if Triple H wouldn't have had his episode and he didn't have the medical issues that he had, that's what I'd be thinking. I think it'd be fucking awesome if he did that. I still think Triple H can be effective in some way, though. Maybe making some sort of a ruling or an announcement or a special appearance to lay down the hammer and say, no, this is not what we're going to do. Could still be pretty awesome if delivered right. Yeah, those are the 2 I missed. And then I got the one from Fox Star and Victor Colon. I'm surprised Peacock left in Boss Man getting hung. I know they left that shit right in. Left it right in. And here comes The Rock. Finally, he'd been wrestling with that shit on, remember? Like the workout gear, the pants and the shirt. He had the titty surgery. And here it's all off. We're back. You got some titty scars, but they're healing. Gotta heal your titties, you know? That's what you gotta do. I mean, The Rock did look good with the belt. He was kind of wearing it over his shoulder then. He never wore it, really. And then he started kind of carrying it around like Austin did, like Nash did. It was always fun. Austin never wore the belt, and I always, in WWE, I'm like, I wonder what he would have looked like if he would have BMF'd walked to the ring with the belt around his waist, Would have been weird. None of his belts in the WWE. He won all 3, IC and tag. He didn't wear any of them. Pretty sure he wore them in WCW, though. Maybe not. He might have carried that US one around. He always liked to carry the belts around. He definitely wore the tags with Bryan. Yeah, Mike. Thank you for the $2. We are out of time. Mania 1 and 2 next year. For show. Or is it bonus members only this year? We'll see. Here comes Stone Cold in the t-shirt. Yeah, like, what do you do? You couldn't have gone to some store in fucking Philly and just got a plain black vest? So what? It doesn't have shit on it. It would be better than this. He pushes the cameraman off the steps. Austin, too, he's, we're not exposing his private life because this is shit he's discussed in his book and whatnot, but, he was going through divorce here. And this was a WrestleMania win that should have really been just as important to him as the previous year. And he just, I almost felt like he was a little bit like Shawn here, like where he was winning the title, but maybe he wasn't totally appreciative of, you know, what was going on with him. He was always so preoccupied in his own head sometimes, Austin. It made him difficult to work with, and it made him distracted, and I guess this is how he was wired. I mean, he had a fucking panic attack, had to go to the hospital before WrestleMania 19 facing The Rock. This is the first match here of the trilogy between these guys, and are definitely the worst of the three. I'd rank them 19, 17, and then this one. Pretty sure that's the order I had them in my video with Steve the other day. Yeah, I've told the story before about how I got my elbow smacked into at a house show when I was in the second row, like on the guardrail, and there was a match between Austin and Rock, and it was like Falls Count Anywhere, or maybe just hardcore match or something, and they were out on the outside of the ring, and Rock got tossed into the barricade. It came back and smacked me in the elbow, and I loved it. But when I'm trying to think about like when that match was, and I'm trying to line it up, it has to be close to this time because Rock was a heel, and Rock was fully dressed for that. He was wearing a Brahma bull, like with the shirt with the blue bull on it, with cut-off sleeves, and like Adidas pants. And that's what he was wrestling in that night. So that means it would have been during his titty surgery time. So look up live events in the Carolinas from December 98 to March 99, and it's in there somewhere. And that was where I smacked my elbow. But yeah, I've forgotten when that's happened, but it had to have been then, in that span of time. And these guys are way up there into the crowd. What does that sign say? Sock bottom? Oh. So Austin and Rock are brawling on the side of the arena where I'm sitting. I'm just all the way up in the upper deck. I'm basically directly above these guys right now, but way above them. About as above them as you can be. Nowadays, I would never allow myself to get shitty seats like that. I'd insist on ponying up for the better ones, but back then, man, I'm like, all right, as long as I'm there, I'm happy. Oh. God damn. That was that's a bump. That's one of those stupid type of bumps that could end your career. That's like the Shawn Casket bump. The way Austin landed on that metal shit there. Like, look at that. Like, what if Austin would have been 6 more inches, like, to the left or whatnot, the small of his back came down on that thing, and he suffered a career-ending injury? Think about how we would remember this WrestleMania. Think about how fragile everything is, and how lucky we are that we haven't had a WrestleMania completely fucking ruined. I mean, we have with COVID, and then the next year they had the storm, so we did have those 2 hiccups there, but it took a long time to even have one problem, you know? Or one, like, super catastrophic injury. Like, we've gone through 40 WrestleMania main events. Even 19. Think of the bullet we dodged at 19 with Brock. I know it's morbid to say, but it's kind of like an asteroid type of statistic. It's not a matter of if. It's a matter of when. And it might be 100 years from now, but it's going to fucking happen. And... Ooh, I remember that. Yeah. That thing, I was like, I remember it swinging. I remember the sign swinging. I'd like to see Austin drive down the ramp there with his truck and clip the sign. And the sign comes up and swings up. And then swings back. And on the back swing, it takes out like half the roster. That would be fun. I was pretty amazed at the time that, you know, I still felt like Rock was young and new. I mean, Rock had only been in the business. He'd been in the business longer, but only been in WWE for less than 2.5 years. Well, maybe just about 2.5 years by this point. That's not long. Ricochet has been in the WWE 3 times longer than that. There we go. Dropped him. Conveniently lays on the Spanish announce table. Oh, ouch. I think they were wishing that table would have broke. Austin's like, damn it, I gotta do it again now. Get back up here. But get back up here. Stay right there. He's gonna hit it on this one. Elbow. Those old monitors, man, always trip me out. Yeah, they've been censoring WWF even when the announcers have been saying it. Think about the tedious amount of stupid fucking work that must have been for the production team back in those days after that stupid lawsuit. And they had to go through and take out everything and blur the turnbuckles. Oh my God. Imagine how many hours, how many man hours that was. It would take me 3 days just to do one show. You know, if I was tasked with something like that. Ugh. It'd be awesome if, like, TKO and Endeavor just aggressively went after the WWF and took the initials back from them and left them with nothing but a panda and a chair. Fuck you. I see, it's funny, I see WWF World Wildlife Fund credit cards at work all the time. Guests must donate or something to that because I see them a lot. They're not even, it's not even an uncommon thing. I'm like, oh, another WWF card. Oh, Rocky Bottom. Oh, damn, did you see how he rolled through on the pin? That piece of trailer park trash. It's funny how quickly after both WrestleManias, Austin lost the title. 14 and 15, he dropped it a couple months later. Oh! Oh, that was so good. Mike Chioda just ate that chair. Damn, ouch. Nice swinging neck breaker by The Rock. I called it WWF for a solid 10 years. I think I was in my first year or two of doing YouTube. I was still saying WWF. Took me a long time to deprogram from that. Having the channel probably helped with that, I'm sure. Oh, he's going to beat him down now. Beats you down. Brock's going to work on Austin's knee-braced knee. This is definitely the first time in my entire life that I've watched this pay-per-view from start to finish since the night I was in the building. I've watched a few matches. I've pulled it up a couple times. I've seen this match before, but I've never watched it first match through the end. Ever. Whole life. You guys are sharing that with me. Oh, so good. That was really well done. Watch how he pulls Kyoto here. And Kyoto's like, just do it. And he took it right in the... right where you don't want to take it. Another favorite thing that I miss about wrestling shows and signs is when people would shit on their friends or maybe an enemy they have. Chris, you know, is gay or whatever. And John is a Rudy Poo. There was so much of that back in the day. And a lot of it was always gay. They're always gay every time. And a lot of times, like, I feel like half of the time they're calling out people they really hate, and the other half, it's just like their brother. They're just throwing shade to. Mike Chioda ate the chair. We got Timmy White, by the way, who's now our main event official. I don't think he'll be the final official of the night. Yeah, I think that was the origin of the Sean gif, you know what I'm talking about, was somebody in the crowd referencing that and him just saying, oh, here's how gay I am, you know? He did that a few times in the ring, too. He, like, would kiss Triple H. Tribal Queef. That's a classic. I don't think we're going to see 7th season. I don't think we're going to see TKO on the turnbuckles. TKO is the parent company. The brand you're pushing is WWE. Oh. I mean, that would be like Warner Brothers Discovery being on the turnbuckle pads. Oh, shit. Oh, rock bottom to Timmy White. Although Warner Brothers Discovery might have had some promotion on AEW before. There's that stunner. Up into the ropes and back. He's got him. Now Earl's here. And Rock kicks out of the stunner. But he sold it. It's such a unique sell, and it evolved over the years, you know? I mean, at first it was like so over the top, but then it just became... Oh, who's coming? Is Vince coming? Yeah, if I was Austin, I'd just go get a chair, meet Vince in the aisleway, and just, as Heenan would say, part his hair with it. Vince. And I feel like this was kind of like the end of the year-long feud between Austin and Vince for a while. At Backlash, Vince would kind of give in to Austin, and then Austin would help him out with Undertaker, and they were homies for a couple weeks there. He's in the ring. What are you doing? And he's punching shit. And this was pretty wild. Like, and then now they're both stopping Austin. See, the fans want HBK. Like, this is where HBK's music should have hit, and he'd come out there and super kick these two fucks over the top rope. And Mankind's coming, the real official. He checked himself. I'm sure he did. I'm sure he went to the desk. I'd like to check myself out, please. Mankind's a hide under the food cart guy and sneak away into the night. Cradle. Not going to win with a cradle. How all of Austin's title wins were weird. Mike Tyson counted the 3 at 14. Foley's going to count this one. Vince was in the ring when the 3 count was at 17. When he beat The Rock there. Rock bottom to The Rock. Let's do the people's elbow. It's for the people. This is for us. What the fuck did you guys think I paid to go to WrestleMania for that year? Was to get my elbow. As I am one of the people. Oh, he did a little... I like the camera's ready on Vince there for the finish. Very similar finish to 14. Gotta have JR on the Austin wins. As iconic as Austin is, both of his title wins at 14 and 15 were just... I guess my problem is they weren't perfect, but that's kind of a silly complaint to have. You know, Shawn was kind of hurt. The Tyson thing was kind of weird. I don't think Tyson, you know, him counting the 3 made it awkward at the end. And then there was way too much involved in this match. You didn't need half the shit you did here. You didn't need the referee thing. Just have Vince out there. That's all you needed. And I was happy, though, as a fan. I mean, I was thrilled. I liked Austin a lot. I did not like that he lost the title the previous year. And it was taking him a while to get back to it. And they basically just put him over again in the main event of Mania 2 years in a row. Hoganized him. And I was happy as a fan that Austin was champ again. Little did I know we were all going to be in for a rough couple of months. Mankind raises Austin's hand. There's your belt, Steve. I held this 8 weeks ago. It was fun. Liked it. Doesn't he beat up Vince? Vince must come in the ring or something. Oh, Austin's going to catch his beers. I have to poop sign. I can't throw shade. I carried stupid signs to shows too. Somebody just threw a giant M&M in the ring. Coors Light. Coors Light. You'll know the beer is cold because the mountains will be blue. Another way you can find out if the beer is cold is grab it. I find that works too. The double pour is the best. That's the rock star version of the 2 guitars. Mr. McMahon, are you all right? Austin's like, I got this goddamn ugly belt back. Look at Rock's mom sad. I mean, does this end like this? I'm like, what's going on? I swear there's a visual of Austin standing on Vince, right? We have to get to that. Oh, he's coming back. Austin loved to throw the belt. I'm like, one of these days he's going to throw that shit into the crowd. Somebody's going to grab it and just run off. More beer. Look at Earl. Yeah. And Earl had missed the previous year's WrestleMania main event because he had a brain aneurysm or something. Earl, don't be blowing out a knee, man. A Saturday. Toast the belt. 2-time. No, 3-time now, right? WWE champion? He's about to be a 4-time in a couple of months, and I was at that show too. I was in the arena for both of Austin's title wins in 1999 because he would drop it to Taker it over the edge and then win it back the night after King of the Ring in Charlotte, and I was at that show, and I got to see him win the title twice. Unfortunately, I was not at WrestleMania 17, though. Oh, there he is. There's Austin. There's Vince. Oh, there you go. I don't remember. I didn't know it went like this. Oh my God. I just kind of thought Vince was already in the ring because he was all interfering and shit. And then Austin just takes him out, so now he stuns Vince. Get my belt. Oh, just dumps it all over his face. Shh. Vince selling like that's pretty funny. Bad night for the corporation, for Vince anyway. It's an okay night for the corporation. Bad night for Vince, bad night for Rock. And is that finally it? Oh, okay. Do we really need a video package of this year's WrestleMania? I don't think so. I'm going to shut that off right now. Enough of that. And WrestleMania 15 is in the books. We finally knocked out kind of a shitty one. Here's $10 from Fox Star Killer. True fact, this match is showcased on The Rock's Most Electrifying Man in Sports Entertainment Anthology DVD, and they left this entire post-match celebration completely intact. I have that DVD somewhere back there. That's interesting. I love fun facts. Those are the best kind, really. The week prior was the beer truck. I do remember that, Ray, because when that promo happened, I was excited. I was going to Mania. I was leaving in a couple days to go, and I was like, that's what I wanted. That Austin really felt like he meant business, especially when he was like on top of the truck, and he was like, Jesus Christ, you better get your ass serious. And that's what I was like telling one of my friends who was more on like a Rock bandwagon, and I was on the Austin bandwagon. And I was like, your boy over here, this nursery rhyme bullshit, he's going to get his ass kicked. It's going to backfire on him. And that was, and like, I felt like Austin echoed that. So it was fun being a fan around this time, because back then when I was young, I was picking sides a little bit more. Now I don't give a shit. But back then I was way more, kind of rooting. I appreciated and liked The Rock, but I was definitely cheering for Austin in that situation. And I was very happy that he won. So next week will be WrestleMania 13, and that's going to be an Easter Sunday watch along 1 week from tonight. And that will end and conclude our WrestleMania watch alongs for this year. I think we got in 6 of them. I think we got 6 when it's all said and done. So that's good. And then we'll move into a WCW one or a Backlash one or some shit for April. That will be fun. And then join us Tomorrow night, immediately following Raw, we're going to be here reviewing the show CM Punk Returns, and I think that's where he's going to make his intentions known, that he's going to be at WrestleMania one way or the other, and Drew McIntyre might be having some payback coming to his trolling ass. So tomorrow is going to be fun on Raw, and we will be here after the show to talk about it. Thank you for being here as always, guys. I appreciate it. I don't think I missed any super chats. If I did, we'll hit them tomorrow. I appreciate you being here as always. These watch-alongs have been gaining some steam, and that's a lot of fun and awesome for the channel, and I appreciate it, and you guys are the best. Hello, Tito. He is sleeping. I don't think you can see him, but he's asleep right now. You guys take care, and I will catch you tomorrow for the Raw review.